Right back at ya. Indeed, it's time, Pika. It's time for the Comics Coffee Table. That's right. We're pulling up a chair. We're grabbing a cuppa, whatever it is. We're shoving under our noses today. Oh, well, the good thing is we can always put another kettle on. We can always grind up some more beans or load up our tea service. Grab some cookies while you're at it, too. It's some milk, darn it. I drink tea the British way, which is the Irish way. Maybe the Scottish way, too. I'd have to ask. I think I will. Stand by. Ooh. Yeah, we did, didn't we, Pika? We saw the Flash movie. It was pirated via Twitter. It was uploaded to Twitter. 2 hours of it, and it cut off the last 4 minutes, so I had to go read about it. So I missed all the CGI, intersectionalities of the multiverses and the the post credit scene too, which I read about. And but I watched the majority. I basically watched The Flash. And I enjoyed it. I know, huh? Weird, huh? Well, welcome to the Comics Coffee Table, where we have controversial opinions, right? No, I'm just asking, because there's so much outrage about the bloody Flash movie, man. What happened to enjoying things? There was a lot to like about that movie. I'm just jumping right in on it, man. I mean, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please think of subscribing. Would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. 3 o'clock p.m. U.S. Eastern. The Comics Coffee Table, where we get down and talk about comic books every day. And, the DC Flash movie. I mean, there's a lot. It's got a lot of luggage. It's been in development for literally years. It's been handed off a few times, and and it's got the luggage of its male lead, Ezra Miller, and his antics. And wow, where has the Hollywood bad boy archetype gone? I'm not excusing or making light of his. If there was any, who knows, and it's just who knows anything about that. The movie has the unfortunate luggage of all the Ezra Miller stuff. And is it killing the movie? Or should the movie have succeeded? And why people are relishing in its inability to get traction and to make money. And, that they spent so much money on this and they're not going to make any money. It's going to be the biggest flop. And I'm like, I don't get my kicks counting someone else's money, Chief. I mean, it's sorry to use that word, too, I guess. That's a local thing, a 20th centuryism. Is it from growing up in Massachusetts? Massachusetts is a Native American name. It's a person's name. Yeah, look it up. But Ezra Miller's movie Flash and being so divergent from comics Flash, and then the Snyderverse implosion. And the new direction of the DC movie universe with James Gunn. And you sense the theme? I'm on a run here. Like I said, just getting right into it. I'll talk about the Flash for a bit. Then we'll get into rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing comic books. I saw the Flash bootlegged, pirated. And I had negative expectations of it as well. Which I think contributed to my satisfaction in this movie. I let's put it this way: I've seen all the Snyderverse movies. Okay, I remember seeing Man of Steel, and I remember going with Posty and Anna, and friends. One of my best friend, and that's his kid's sister. My best friend and his kid's sister, and I remember. Yep, and then came Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, which came out around my birthday, and so I dragged my other best friend Peter. Peter introduced me to Posty, Aaron. That's his nickname. He lost his two front teeth in a high school basketball game, hence Posts, and we call him Posty. Oh, I miss him. And so I dragged Peter to the same guy who gave me this hardcover coffee table book about 2 decades ago. That's been surfing my coffee table, given to me by one of my best friends, Peter, of whom I dragged to Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, for my birthday. And he begrudgingly went in that hot mess. So I saw that happen, too. I skipped Justice League, but then I eventually saw it one day just a few years ago, maybe like 2 years ago, on HBO Max at home. Literally, like, might even been last year. And I wonder if I probably wrote it down on Twitter or something. I can look that up. But what I did see, and after being a panel member on Wes's Thinking Critical's Comics Aficionados, and having to being networked with so many interesting voices, like Yul Carter, Josh McDonald, the Doc, Jim from Weird Science, Gabe from Weird Science and Comical Opinions, and the list goes. Skip and Tosh. And I haven't mentioned Skip yet, have I? It would be only right to do so. And Fatal J, and Javane, and Carrie from Nerdy Girl Creates, and Teresa, the Jester Bell, and Eric Canetti, the artist, and I've been on with Perch, and just like this wonderful, and being part of this thing. But Fatal J in particular, he spoke so well of Zack Snyder's Justice League that one bored evening, actually two, because I broke it up over 2 evenings, I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I absolutely liked it a lot. I liked it a lot, even after suffering through Joss Whedon's Justice League. I really liked Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I liked the aspect ratio, how it was shrunk down. You lost all this stuff on the periphery, this busy stuff you would have wasted time and CGI money on and all this stuff. No, your eye is focused in the center of that screen, in the more boxy and less, panoramic, letterbox. I really think that worked for the movie. I think decompressing the story over 4 hours allowed it to breathe. So I really didn't mind half an hour at the Amazons in the cold open. And everything works in that movie. And I think it actually improves Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. Especially Batman vs. Superman, the director's edition, which has added scenes that things make a little bit more sense story-wise. Things were cut for time or whatnot. But restoring the story notes in there makes it work a little better in story. It make it a good movie or make it a great movie. But I'm not a Snyder bro. I'm not gonna take any shit from Snyder Bros either, because it's like it's a whatever, man. Hey, any Snyder Bros getting their dander up? I gave $100 to Uche Naweri and Geeks and Gamers Suicide Prevention Night that Mr. Snyder was on, and had the audacity to, make his, just to do that to us. All right, take that for what it's worth. $100, a penny for your thoughts. So there's 10,000 of them, Mr. Snyder. But also, at the same time, well, I don't like what you said to us, or insinuated, and I can still enjoy your movies. And your the Dead movies don't interest me. The Rebel Moon movie doesn't interest me, but of course DC movies interest me. And this was just one auteur's vision. It's going to another auteur next. It's going to someone else, and we're gonna have another vision. Hopefully, brighter colors and red trunks. But it was Fatal J that got me to watch that. And spoilers. Ezra Miller's The Flash saves the day in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and by turning back time just a little bit. And it's interesting because that's ignored in Muschietti's The Flash. So it appears that is it following the Whedon story? I heard it is. It doesn't matter? No, it doesn't, because it's kind of so nebulous. Anyway, I mean, only an absolute purist. I can respect that, sure. But I'm not going to fight anyone or waste time arguing about that. No, thanks. But Flash itself was pretty enjoyable. I liked his costume. The effects worked. I liked the two Barrys. It was goofy, cute. It's good, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need to step outside yourself to see yourself. There's a lot going on there to unpack. Heck, they've race swapped Iris West for a second time. Eventually, they're going to have to race swap Iris in the Flash comic. It's just a matter of when. Iris currently now and has always been a Caucasian woman. Hey, I got a story idea for it. DC, call me. I can make it work. And put a message in there, too. Try it. You can solicit. DC Comics, if you're watching, you can solicit my idea and pay me if it turns out to be a killer idea. Heck, we can bring Joe West into this, too. I got a way. Joe West, the dad of the Klan in the CW show, is never a character in the comic. I got an idea. But, so yeah, the Flash movie, it's going back. We're going back in time, and I really liked the different Batman thing. I really liked Michael Keaton a lot. The musical cues, it was all nostalgic, and it was all nostalgia bait, and it was like what we like to call member berries. Cut me off a piece of this member berry pie and shut the up and leave me alone while I enjoy this decent movie. It was decent. It's, what I mean? That's it. It was like, it's got so much luggage on it from this pop culture, sphere of expectations, and just, there's a lot of outrage out there. I get it. I mean, I'm part of the outrage culture. I watch the stations. I listen to them. I also listen to other people, too, that enjoy this movie. Then I will listen to myself. That's what I'm doing here. As a lifelong Flash fan, that's a Flash fact. That this is just this is just the DC movies Flash. That's it. And then the story worked, the movie works. I had no problems with it. Even Sasha Calle's Supergirl worked. It just, you want to tinker with, hey, we gotta, whatever, man. I don't care anymore. Seriously, whatever. But in the end, but what Keaton said about timelines and the noodle thing and about time being changed, it's like a ripple in a pond. He didn't use that, but you put a ripple, the ripple goes in all directions. It doesn't just go forward. It goes back. You're going to go sideways, too. I think of light sometimes as a particle. We think of the light cone, but we're only looking at it from our perspective. Why does not the photon emanate in some kind of spherical thing? And from our perspective, we can only see the cone in fourth dimensional space-time? Was that too much? Reel it in, kid. We need to talk about comic books soon. We'll stop talking about the Flash. But, what's with all the outrage? I get it. Outrage fuels a lot of things. I get outrage, too. Some of this stuff pisses me off, too. I'm never going to tell you or anyone how and what to be pissed off at someone. It's just hey, it's authentic, it's legitimate. If that's how you feel, I can respect that. But what I'm not going to do is be told that what's wrong with you? You like this movie? Because that shit's out there. these movies are made to be liked. They really are. And they're made by committee as well, so that you have so many different voices trying to do so many different things, trying to leave their fingerprints. Because if it works for them, they can use it on their resume, man. I mean, just if they're at work and we're here, I don't know. I don't have answers. All I have are questions. But I'm not questioning my tastes, and I'm not going to bag on anyone who didn't enjoy The Flash. I'm just going to say I liked a lot of it. I liked the costumes. I sincerely loved Flash's costumes. I've had so many problems with all the movie costumes so far. This one I'm so happy with. Even I just, of course I wish this and that and the other thing, but I love the ring, and I love that it kept to its traditional thing. It expands on contact with air, and you do it in a flash that you jump into the suit. Yes, please, thank you. And just, it was quirky. I thought I was laughing out loud, and I appreciated it. Will I watch it again? I don't know. I'll definitely try to catch the last 5 minutes of it and the post-credit scene. But overall, I liked The Flash. It was fine. I mean, and what are you so mad about? I mean, don't tell me. I mean, please. I get it. My ears to the rail. And that's our spiel on The Flash. That's our Flash review. Yeah, definitely seeing it pirated. So not paying for it, seeing it pirated on the internet. So it had this kind of huge outlaw aspect, oh yeah, I'm a pirate. It was the guy uploaded it 2 hours to Twitter, and he's had his account suspended. It was gone. I watched it in the morning, and by the evening it was already taken down. So there's that and the other thing. But we're gonna get back to our funny books, floppies. The source and inspiration for all these. You think there'll be a new Green Lantern movie? Why not? Isn't it time to bring Green Lantern into all of this? I mean, there is going to be a Lanterns TV show on the Max channel, formerly HBO Max, home box office. Hey, we got to rebrand. I need to put my finger. Hey, I'm an executive. Oh, but he makes so much more money than me, so hey, of course. You just go, girl. You do your thing. The other day, we were talking about, funny books. We are rebagging, reboarding, reboxing my entire collection. Along the way, I'm keeping an eye on their grading and their quality. Looking for key issues, and I want to know, and I just want to evaluate, how much is this collection really worth in a way? I mean, I've got an accumulation of near 20 years worth of funny books over several long boxes. All these long boxes need, I need new supplies. So I'm going to my comic book shop. I'm getting supplies, boxes, bags, boards, and I'm spending my money there. And so help support your LCS, your local comic book shop. Come and get it. Fresh funny books every Wednesday. Huzzah! And this is about literally 5 years worth of Wednesdays between 2005 and 2009. The magnificent run of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern on DC Comics. One of my lifetime favorites. See this thing behind me? That's the Batman at the Trouble Alert at the Hall of Justice from the Alex Toth designed Super Friends, the cartoon on ABC of the 1970s that I literally grew up with. Saturday mornings were sacred. Introduced me to the JLA, and Green Lantern was always a favorite of mine. And so I bought every month for 5 years or more. This is about 5 years of Wednesdays. There's a lot of love in these, and I'm kind of happy just to be going through it. Just, hey, remember that one? Oh wow! Let's get to it. Let's start boarding and bagging these funny books. I love the pause button. I just got so distracted. I totally lost track of what I was talking about. So we've got, we ended with Secret Origins the other day, the Tuesday. And then we're going into a new part in the arc, in this Act 2 of Green Lantern. We've had all this set up. And Act 2 is this Nestro Corps War and the introduction of the red and blue lanterns. And the orange lantern as well. And the indigos. Stay tuned. We're talking Green Lantern, huh? We were talking about the Power Ring as well. And it's often referred to as I'm going to read this from, you guessed it, the Wiki! That's right. No hard upper limit to the Power Ring's capability has yet been demonstrated. It is often referred to as the most powerful weapon in the DC universe. The Power Ring's most distinctive effect is the generation of green, solid light constructs, mainly weapons, the precise physical nature of which has never been specified. The size, complexity, and strengths of these constructs is limited only by the ring bearer's willpower. Whatever the wearer imagines, the ring will create. This is I got these free during the Blackest Night, and I bet you can get these on eBay or online if you can't find them at your local comic book shop. And when active, a power ring will encase its user in a protective, life-supporting force field. The force field allows the user to fly, travel through inhospitable environments such as outer space, beach, police station. I mean, I've seen Hal Jordan go through walls, like vibrate, yeah, and enter. Actually, that makes no sense. This is from the wiki. Remember, someone went in here and edited this. It makes no sense. And enter hyperspace to move vast distances quickly. Also, something like Kyle Rayner's ring is he can move through the multiverse with his ring as a form of like that hyperspace travel. He has like a hyper time travel, in a way. Hyper time is this abandoned DC Infinite Crisis way of justifying, Elseworld as multiverse. Yeah, good stuff. Pre-reestablishment of multiverse. The uniform varies from Green Lantern to Green Lantern based on anatomy, personal preference, and the social norms of their race. Interesting, because there's a standard Green Lantern outfit, and then there's a variation on the theme. And then we'll see that power rings are able to give off an electromagnetic radiation of various frequencies. This radiation can be focused by the wearer into a beam similar in appearance and effect to a powerful laser. They also allow real-time communications between the different alien species of the Corps, translating all languages in the universe. And also mitigating, the speed of light as well. If you can talk instantaneously to people in different sectors of space, and Oa, which is, at the center of the universe, so it's equally as far away from everything all at once, right? Something like that. Space is big. It's a big place, space. It's literally going to take, if I was on Mars, I'd be doing this show if I was on Mars, just, because I could. And I could still be up, you would be able to watch us on Earth, but it would take us 8 minutes to talk to each other on a good day. Like on the furthest Mars is away from Earth, it could be up to 4 minutes. You would say something, and then you would get your response 4 minutes after that. So it would take, there is like transit time for the speed of light. And this is what it's all about. This is what the War of Light. It's the funny book. So yeah, this is so good. Shane Davis. He's a great artist. Really like his stuff. We've done the Final Crisis. We've talked about the trade dress and about how it progresses, how it's like reality is losing cohesion. See, like these aren't dings. That's the trade dress for that month. The universe is falling apart. Reality is coming apart at the seams. And the first thing we have here, look at these great panels. We see a ding right there in the center, though. We've got O'Sullivan spine roll. I see it. And this is Atrocitus. And he is manifesting the red ring of rage in sector 666. Let me see that. We haven't seen the creator page yet. I mean, I know this is Shane Davis's art, but I'm just like already fascinated with the coloring, and it's so like, what's it like, tricolored right now? I mean, it's just red. There's a little bit of yellow, and blacks and whites. I mean, there's a very limited color palette right now. I mean, but this kicks off the red lanterns, the rage-filled lanterns. You have much rage in your heart. I do. I mean, seriously, I meditate and took a spiritual path. I'm such an angry person. I really am. You've seen me go off about like creators that have blocked me and have put me on group block. I'm not mad at Tom King for blocking me on Twitter. Am I? I'll talk about Tom King's shitty writing any day, but I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I would actually maybe buy a Tom King book, but not a Donny Cates book, not a Dan Slott book, not an Alyssa Wong book, not a Greg Pak book, not a Becky Cloonan book, or anyone else out there that I find out that, like, you know, that's a gate, and I'm gonna keep it. It's a standard. Don't give money to people that hate you. You were put on a list for some weird reason. I mean, like, I understand you don't want to see other people's bullshit in your timelines. I get it. Mute works just as well. But a block, that's a signal. You're saying something with a block. That's for real. It's true. I'm sorry. But oh, look, Twilight. It's what killed the cons, right? Made it all Hollywood when all the cons went Hollywood. I heard it. Well, Mark Miller says that was before that. But boom. So yeah, like I said, that this is like, for me, this is like issue, like, you know, now the point ones, you know, was a Marvel thing. They start using it in the DC in the New 52. So I'd like to call this issue 35.1 in a way. And so I took it out of the Final Crisis, you know, collection, and this is a Green Lantern issue. And so we have pencils, inks by Sandra Hope, and colors by Nay Ruffino, and letters by Rob Lee. And oh, and look, we got DVDs here. Robin Hood, Space was a funny show. That put Simon Pegg on the map. Torchwood was a good show. I never watched The Office. Oh, look, it's the Doctor and Martha. It's great. I watched the hell out of those old Doctor Who's. I had a good time with that Doctor Who. It was a good time to be a BBC America fan. But look at these panels. Great. I mean, I love Shane Davis's art. I buy his crowdfunding stuff. Usually, I haven't nibbled on Xsend yet. I did get Inglorious Rex. I've backed Inglorious Rex 2, and I was so pleased with Starlight Cats. I actually got it to give to my best friend who gave me this book about 2 decades ago. His 13-year-old daughter who has 3 cats. So Starlight, and she liked Starlight Cats, and I'm like, yes. Cool. And we have Green Lantern, and we look at that, and look at this ad. Now that took thinking. Did that take thinking? Was that luck, or was that just by design? Look at that ad, the Navy ad. You Navy flyers, you Top Guns, next to the pilot scene. I like that. That took an eye, huh? Let's just skip ahead a bit. We've got Silent Hill. We've got It's the scarred Guardian. She got scarred when Superboy Prime blew up. And so she's been seeing the black ever since. And so she's had a heel turn. So she's now taking this Green Lantern out on a far sector assignment, seeing through his eyes. And, oh no, we found the Anti-Monitor's armor. So she's still, nobody knows that she's going to have a heel turn. It's great. Yeah, and here we go again. And Sinestro's death cell. Come to pay your last respects, but he gets busted out by the Red Lanterns. because they want to be the ones that passes judgment on Sinestro. Indeed, and we will do the Red Lantern. Oh, where's the Red Lantern motto? Is it here yet? And the giant Red Lantern of Isamo. And there's Lyra, the former Green Lantern we saw become the first Red Lantern. Well, actually, Atrocitus came first and then sent out his red ring. But then he's assembled his core. This is how he did it. And we're in the middle of space, and here come the Sinestros. Look at that. It's nice gore. Really sudden. They're bringing. Are they bringing? Where are they bringing Sinestro somewhere? So like the Sinestros are trying to be broken out. Sinestro is going to be broken out by his core, but then comes the Red Lanterns. Oh, that's Dexstar. That's a cat from Earth who has much rage in her heart. She saw her owner get, needlessly killed, and then the Red Ring came for this little Earth cat. That was Shane Davis's contribution to the Red Lantern. Him and Bleeze, the angel with the wings of fire, and just like the Red Lanterns, like doesn't matter, just like kill them all. Look at this page. I mean, like I'm loving this. This is some good stuff, and this sets the tone for what's coming next. And what happens is the introduction of the Blue Lantern and the power of hope, and how hope increases willpower. Your power level is now at 200%. So when you fight next to a Blue Lantern, it kicks up your ring. Not only can the Blue Lanterns, they have their own power ring, but when they're paired with a Green Lantern, the Green Lantern gets a power boost. I'm having a little bit of hope fighting next to it. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. That's right. Wasn't that fun? We've been talking about the Flash movie. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to piss off any Snyder bros. I'm not trying to say, come at me, Snyder bro. No, I'm not. I will block you. That's what the thing about blocking. It means I don't want to hear you. You don't matter. You mean, there's something to it. There's something very judgmental to it. And I don't take it lightly because I don't give it lightly. I mean, I don't put people on block lists. I mean, that's kind of like weird. I mean, putting people on lists. I mean, okay, this is where it comes from. All right, I believe in reincarnation. And maybe, just maybe, I'm using my imagination. Maybe I'm using too much empathy. My Super Om, the brand of this channel, it's about good feelings. I guess I have this weird feeling that in a past life, I believe in reincarnation. So I believe, for my spirituality, it's about moksha, spiritual freedom. It's about enlightenment. And it's about the relinquishment of attachments, which weigh us down. Because we can't, if we're weighed down by our attachments, we're never going to get light enough to be enlightened. And for our soul to have moksha and to be free of our karma. Okay? And, but I believe in reincarnation. So, I mean, you're here until you earn, but, I mean, do we recognize our past experiences? Is that karma that we've accrued in our previous lives does carry over to this life in a way. And so we have to sort that out along with our daily choices as well that could accrue more. But I just have a feeling that somewhere in history that I was put on the list, and I got a knock at the door, and I opened the door, and some people in uniforms, they took me away, and I was never seen from again. And that's what happens when humans put humans on lists. When you're considered undesirable, when you're considered like second class, when you're considered enemy, when you're considered other, when you're put on lists and then do something about it. It reminds me of that scene in Battlestar Galactica, the new one, where they're on New Caprica, and the New Caprican guards are given lists of other fleet survivors to round up, including President Roslin and a couple of other people, it'll come back to me at 3 a.m. Tom Zarek and Chief's wife there, Callie, and there were lists. Get these people. All right, these are the people in the lists. Delete them. Take care of them. So there's something weirdly sinister about being put on a list. And I mean, I know it's some kind of weird, maybe it's game theory, maybe it's just too much empathy, maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't care if I'm thinking too much into it. It's not about thinking. It's about caring. It's about instinct. It's about being insulted by this. And that's the goal of it. It's like, oh, you're one of them, or you're adjacent to them. That makes you a bad person. That's my editorial. Hey, it's op-ed time here at the at the comics coffee table, and because any of our viewers know that, like, wow, Sully has a really big problem with being group blocked. Not by being blocked, not if it's dependent on an interpersonal interaction that when someone somewhat went sideways, but being put on a group list because of the other creators I follow or tweets I like. I mean, again, how am I supposed to buy your products? How am I supposed to buy your stories? How am I supposed to even, I mean, like, oh gosh. And I feel so petty and hateful, and it evokes such hatred in me. And that just humankind's full of watching people, enjoying people in pillories, seeing your enemies suffer. And especially, so it brings out that kind of, maybe that limbic node in your brain, the lizard in me, the lizard that lives in all humans. And maybe this is good for me, an exercise in how to recognize that and do something about it and come to terms with it. And to give up the attachment to it as well. That's very spiritual, and we get spiritual sometimes. And thank you so very much for tuning in today. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, where we find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. There's lots of new subscribers, lots of new faces. So bring a friend and hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Ring that bell. Smash that like button. Thank you so very much. We will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.